Yeah, thanks a lot, Kriti. First of all, good evening, and my heartiest congratulations to each one of you. I know the task that we had put out for you as part of phase one was not a easy, even though it may look or sound pretty straightforward or easy. Even the industry people, they struggle in terms of putting up a use case and also the reference architecture. And I should really appreciate and commend your deep insights as well as the quality of the submission that we have witnessed is amazing, and especially in this use case where product servitization is what we are currently talking about. We found that there is an extreme passion that you have shown in terms of coming out with a solution, and your ideas are amazing, very forward looking. And I would say each one of you are budding entrepreneurs, and it would be of a great, I would say, privilege to work with you all in terms of taking this solution and industrializing that in the coming days. Now, having said that, let me put across in terms of what is our expectation in phase two, when you are about to create a proof of concept. We would like to see something really working. When we say a solution which is in the form of an MVP or an MVVP, let me put it that way, is more of most viable uh, and also validated products. And in industry, we refer this as a minimum viable validated product. When I say minimum, doesn't mean that you have to tone down the requirement or the functionality aspect about it. What it says is uh, something you can very quickly to build on. You can start small but then scale fast. That is the mantra that one has to go through it. And to that extent, uh, one second. Sorry about that. So all we are saying is the MVP, which has to be in in the demonstratable state, should be close to the reality part of it. And having said that, we don't have to come out with a real working product, but you can use some of the simulators or come very close to the reality. That's pretty much how we are looking at the MVP part of it. Um, some of you, I know you have a great product ideas, and implementing that would take slightly a longer duration. But given that we have only 6 weeks, what you can demonstrate over here will become the key for you to win. Now, just to allude to what I was trying to put across as a MVP is. If you look at from the demonstration perspective, your solution should meet certain criteria. So when we say product servitization, the important aspect about this use case is how any product which are sold today can be servitized. When we say servitized, the product should be in a position to get monitored remotely. You'll be able to service it in a remote locations, and provide the user an experience where they don't have to really own the product or have the problems associated with the ownership. So whether it is warranty management or whether it is AMC related things, they don't have to worry about it. So the service aspect about it, whether it is or you whether you are going to integrate your product into the service ticket management systems, all those things becomes important element to showcase it. So for the first thing, what you have to do is your product should be connected, and it has to be smart enough to capture the data for you to provide product servitization offering. So just to give you an example, yeah, for if you want to offer, um, say, your own consumer electronics, if I want to put it as a way of expressing or simplifying this whole thing, where none of you have this submission, would be an ideal way of presenting it without talking very specific use cases that you have produced it. So from the consumer electronic standpoint, if I want to take water filter as a service, you're all very used to this product where either at your home you have an RO based filter or a UV based filter. So any of these things will give you a potable water or a drinking water. So today the biggest problem with that is the AMC. Now, anytime this machine goes down, you have to make a phone call and follow up with somebody, and they have to come and take a look at it. Or regularly they have to maintain this machine for you. And there is a capex involved. That means upfront you have to pay a huge amount to buy this product. Now imagine you connect this water filter with sensors, wherein you can know the flow of water, the rate at which it is dispensed, and you can also know how much the filters have been consumed. The life of the filters you can estimate it, including the electricity. Everything you can measure using sensors today. Now, once you collect this data from the sensors and connect this water filter to your home Wi-Fi, you can obviously push this data to the cloud. And that means you have the analytics that can be built on top of it, whether it is. So once you create that intelligence and the deep insights about that product, how it is performing in the market, and how you are able to provide that value to your end customers, where they don't have to worry about the upfront payment or the life of the product or the problems associated with that. The product itself is intelligent enough to raise any service ticket based on duration or based on an event. If there is a failure in pump, or if there is a failure in filter mechanism, anytime it can automatically raise a service ticket, and the service technician can bring in the right parts. So the number of visits to repair this will dramatically come down, and that will enhance the business value. That means your cost of maintenance or on your operations cost associated to service a particular product significantly comes down because of that. Now, with this uh, offering, you can now offer your end customer not on the product, but you can say pay per liter of water that is getting consumed. That means instead of they buying a can of mineral water, which will cost them 20 rupees for 5 liters, here you can give a proposition saying that per liter you have to just give us 2 rupees. So your metering billing capability, like how you buy computing power in the cloud, same way you will be buying water in the cloud, right? So it will get metered, and then there is a digital wallet you can associate it with that, and you can do the payment through the through e-commerce integration and things like that, right? Now, this intelligent product servitization has given rise to many things. That means the data that one has derived out of this intelligent product can be leveraged intelligently. They can develop a lot of insights about it. They can even predict how many people are there in that house, and what kind of upgrade they will require. So both cross sell, upsell, everything you can do through this product servitization offering, and that's a fantastic opportunity that you will be enabling the OEMs to disrupt this market. Now imagine if they take this kind of offering to the market, there won't be any competition for them, and they will have the first mover advantage towards that. Now, such things, if we can innovatively build and demonstrate a simple mechanism wherein a product sends out intelligent information It could be an operational data, or it could be a service data, diagnostic data. It could be anything. It has to intelligently send that data to the cloud. You will build an analytics model on that. And then based on that analysis, you will raise a service ticket if there is any uh, predictive maintenance or preventive maintenance is required. You don't have to overcomplicate it. If the machine is down, it simply sends that data or that information, and appropriately the backend system will create a service ticket with all the information saying that which part is faulty, what is not working in that machine, or what is the issue. It will, at a very high level, it will do that analysis and then raise a ticket. So your problem will be resolved without any human intervention or without the user uh, breaking his head. That is a phenomenal way of looking product servitization, and more companies are moving towards that direction. And it could be anything, right? Even a dumbest thing on this earth, even the tires, for example. Michelin has already started promoting this offer, saying that pay by miles, that is their new thing that they have evolved, wherein for all the truckers, they are giving tire as a service. So you don't have to buy the tire. All you have to do is subscribe to their platform, and they will fit in a new tire depending on the terrain, what kind of vehicle, all those things. It is the problem of the OEM today, or the original equipment manufacturer, we call it as. And the user, they just have to maintain it. That means he has to maintain certain tire pressure. Otherwise, it will charge back saying that he violated the norm, because that will directly affect the wear and tear of the tire, right? So all it has to do is, where there is a sensors built into these tires which will monitor the pressure, and this data will be going continuously to the cloud. Now imagine for a fleet owner, this will be like a boon, right? Majority of his expenses comes from wear and tear of the tires, which are frequently getting changed. Now with this model, he need not have to worry about what is the model of tire, where do I buy it, what price I want to buy it, nothing of that sort. As he drives, as his vehicles are driven, he has to pay a very small amount towards that. And the big advantage for Michelin is they will become the market leaders in this space, because there is absolutely no competition. They will, their orders are like locked down in huge numbers, where the entire fleet will be operating on their tires. So virtually they have killed all the competitions, and they exactly know the demand. They exactly know when there is a tire replacement that needs to be done. Every bit of information, they will be sitting on it, and that data is the new gold of this century. And we all know that data is the new oil everyone is talking about. But how do we leverage that through product servitization is what I was alluding it to. And with this big vision, it becomes really difficult for you to say that, how do I start? Where do I demonstrate and things like that? So the first and the foremost, put your product, sensorize it, we call it as, make it slightly intelligent in terms of collecting some data and pushing it to the cloud, then making a sense out of it. After you sensorize it, you have to make sense of the data. That means you need to have a minimal analytics running in the cloud to interpret or inference what is coming out of that. So once you sense out of, make sense out of it, you have to take action on it. So that action could be raising a service ticket and integrate that with service ticket management systems. There are a lot of open source available today, and you can leverage one of them and see how you can raise a ticket. So if you look at it, this entire service ticket management, everything will become now part of your MVP, and you are showing a life cycle, saying that all the way from simple operational management, billing, servicing it in time, and inventory management. Everything is now connected seamlessly, in a very simple demonstrable thing. And this is how we will be, showcasing the POC or the MVP, we call it as minimum viable product. So it should have all these features just to, bring out the essence of this use case. Otherwise, what will happen is if you just leave it at connected thing, it will become an IoT project. So we are slightly going beyond IoT and then bringing in cloud computing, analytics, and some small integrations with two or multiple systems, wherein you can really take advantage of the system of systems that we are talking about it. So with that, I would say we can demonstrate the power of product servitization to any investors and then showcase them or demonstrate the business value that comes out of it, which I kind of elaborated a bit earlier. So with all these things coming in place and, we specifically talking about product servitization as the next best thing that industry is going to embrace is what we are going to build, and that's pretty exciting for me. And I could see the same excitement level in you as well. So that's why we thought we'll just give you an overview in terms of what is our expectation and how we want to visualize this, and what is that we are expecting out of this MVP. Having said many things, I would like to see if Vikram, John, Sasi, if you would like to add more on top of it. Let's see if we can guide the students as well on this particular use case. So if you have any points, please feel free to add.
Just one point, Giri. Yeah, thanks a lot, first of all, for providing so many details and so many industry ideas already in place for product servitization. I'm sure that will help all our student participants, and congratulations to all the students for making it to second round. You've done really a good job in the first round, and that's why you're here. Just one observation I want to share, like there were many decks that we screened through and then came up with the best ones, which are yours. One small observation which can help us improve this whole process and also the outcomes would be if we can do a little more research. In some cases it seems the ideas were really great, but there are some similar ideas already in the industry. So once we are working on it, of course rest all of the things might be same, but some differentiating factor if we can bring in, that would really make the case for that particular technology very strong for commercialization. Otherwise it might see some competition in the market and it may weaken the case. So just be uh, careful or cautious when you're finally coming up with the prototype. Before that, just do research, a detailed research in the market, if there are similar products available in the market, and if those are available, how can we differentiate, how can we fill the gap that is in the market. That's just one additional observation. Apart from that, I think Giri has covered everything very well. Thanks everyone.
Thanks a lot, Vikram. Thanks. That's really valuable. John, Sasi, from your end, are there any observations or any advice to students?
Nothing further to add, Giri. I think it's already been covered by you and Vikram. And
Thanks,
congratulations, students.
Even from my side, I don't have any. So everything has been covered, I guess. Congratulations, team, and all the best for the next phase.
Excellent. Thanks, Sasi. So, Kriti, what we can do is we can go in a round robin fashion, and check with each college what is that they want to share, and if there are any clarifications, or if they want to share their ideas in platform like this, we can open it up for Q&A.
Done, sir. So we'll start with Rajalakshmi College. Do we have representation from Rajalakshmi College, Harish and team?
Hello,
Yes. What's your name?
I'm Ritika,
Yeah,
and
Rajalakshmi.
we're doing Motorhead project. Yes,
Yeah, Motorhead. Yeah, please go on.
yes. Uh, we actually wanted to know what the deadline is for completing this project,
Six
Yeah,
weeks from.
Ritika,
and
yeah, go
when will
ahead.
it start?
Go ahead,
Please,
Kirti.
please continue.
So,
Yeah, what we were telling Ritika is it starts today.
oh,
So
okay.
we didn't want to waste time. When we say stage two has started, that is where this kickoff call is also arranged, and you have exactly 6 weeks to complete it. What we wanted to achieve in these 6 weeks is, you can spend the next 2 to 3 days for planning your technology options, and then see to it you have all the right components, ingredients to build it. And among yourself, if you can also figure out who will be building what are those integration points that you are looking for, finalize everything. And then when you really get into the coding level, um, try and ensure that you don't build everything from grounds up. There are a lot of open source components as well. You can intelligently leverage it. And as Vikram was mentioning it, uh, don't make it too obvious in terms of, if someone is already using these use cases or has already been providing such support. Let's not try to replicate it because in front of them it may look very small. So bring out your own uniqueness in that and see if we can achieve that within the 4 weeks of, out of 6 weeks, you at least need 2 weeks of, the solid in terms of planning your architecture, finalization, technology stack, components, and then, your roadmap. And then, in my opinion, start following the sprint. You can take advice from John as well. Have a 1 week sprint, and then among yourself, um, produce a small working prototypes or functionalities that you can showcase to your college faculty, take their feedback, and also you can leverage our mentorship as well. But there is a slight catch to it. I will summarize that in the end. There is a gamification that we are introducing. If anytime you consume anything, any services from Virtusa, there is a virtual points that will be debited from your account. So we are going to give each one of you a virtual funding through which you can buy assets or you can take services, coaching assistance, anything you can do it. But only thing is you will end up spending that virtual funding. But the side effect of that would be people who have got enough currencies left with, and also who had made profit on top of it. Some of your components we may buy it also virtually, and in those trading sessions you can make more profit. And those who stands really more profitable, and then their solutions are from the completeness, it has got a better advantage compared to others. So all those things our judges are going to see. So hence be very cautious in terms of how you are going to spend this virtual currency, and how you can leverage it. So that is one aspect I wanted to cover it as well when it comes to the um, uh, some of the operational level details that we will be publishing very soon. So that's where wanted to highlight that. So apart from that, Ritika, do you have any other things to know in terms of what is
yes. So after we finish prototyping it, we'll have to pitch it to you to Virtue Sun also. So at that
Correct.
time, do we do it offline or online? And if it's a hardware project, how do we show it to you? Is it enough if we show photos or videos of the hardware involved, or show it to you how it works on the video call? How would it be so?
It will be on a video call. It is like, many of the shows, even on television, if you are seeing today, they are all pretty much done remotely. And that's the way we will also take it. Most likely, it will be, you will do a live presentation using your own, video streaming uh, from your
Okay.
cell phone, anything you can use it to stream the video content onto us, and we will take a look at it. I know it will be very difficult for us to travel, or it will be very difficult for you to travel and demonstrate that in person.
Yes. That's all for now, sir. Can ask a few more questions as the meet proceeds a little later.
Sure, Ritika, and also I'm hoping that you will integrate the service ticket part of it, right? That's the most
Yes.
crucial element of that servitization.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do so.
And yeah, and also some flavor of predictive maintenance, if we can provide, that would be of a great. It may not be very complicated one. At least
Analysis. Yes.
predictive maintenance or preventive maintenance is also good. Or it could be even as simple as raising a ticket when there is an anomaly detected. That is also fine.
Okay, sir.
Excellent. Any other things, feel free to reach out. As you said, be careful when a mentor is assigned to you. If you contact him, and there will be a small fee associated with that consulting. So we are going to publish that, how those things will fall in place, what is the structure and things like that. So these things will definitely count during the final evaluation. We just wanted to keep it very competitive, and also wanted to give that flavor of gamification so that you can all enjoy this phase two of the project. There's a lot of excitement in terms of while you are building it, and we'll also see if we can publish a leader dashboard so that at a very high level, everyone will be knowing that where do you stand with respect to relatively with respect to other teams and things like that, but you will not know exactly who is doing what. Okay. Any other questions from your end?
That's all from me, sir.
Thanks a lot. So, Kriti, who will be next? Kriti, I think.
Aishwarya and team from RMK. Anybody from team RMK, in case if Aishwarya is not there? Unmute yourself and ask. Even if there is no question, at least you can acknowledge that there are no questions. I see Aishwarya in the meeting. Okay, I believe there is no questions. Akshay from
RMK, what they are building, Kriti? Out of just curiosity, I just wanted to know what is that they are trying
Servitization
to
and
build.
Printing services, Giri.
Oh, printing services.
Yeah.
So, Aishwarya, do you have the sensors and other things to do it, or you are using a simulator for that? What is your approach on that?
Professor Rajalakshmi, are you there on the call?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm attending. So I'm here. I'm online only.
Yeah, can you throw some lights as per Girisha's request?
Sir, that is the servitization in printing technology. That is the topic they have given. Um, actually, ac- based on the um, based on your suggestion, sir, they have to use sensors and then they have to push the data into the cloud. Then some intelligent model the students have to design. Then the integration part. We have a doubt in the integration part, sir. How to do that?
Sure. What I mean to say is if the sensors becomes a challenge for you, you can even use a simulator which will mimic a printer, a physical printer, but it may not be the real one, right? Where
Yes.
you can raise alerts like low toner, or you can raise overheating, or sometimes the cylinder might have worn out, or the belts might have worn out. These are all industry type, photocopying machines or printers that we are looking at it. And your scenarios could be one, definitely it will provide an insight about consumables. That means when is the next toner that it has to ship it or reorder it, and how much paper it is consuming it, so that you can offer somebody a paper print kind of an thing, so that you can keep a track of the counter, that how many papers are getting printed and things like that. Now, for any downtime, that becomes the challenge, right? So whenever this machines goes down, that much the business is going to suffer. So obviously, in your product servitization model, you have to ensure that the uptime is the most crucial factor over there for somebody to be profitable and somebody to stick on to this platform. Your uptime of that printer becomes crucial. Now, whenever this printer has got some mechanical problem, or it has got developed some technical snag, it will raise a diagnostic. You see, all these printers, they got a sophisticated diagnostic information. So you can mimic the diagnostic in a JSON file, or an XML file. You can just spit it out and do the integration with the ServiceNow or any other, uh, uh, the uh, I would say service life cycle management systems, SLM we call it as. And there are some open source equivalent of that is also available for you. Now, all it requires is, you have to call the APIs of that and then register a complaint or a service ticket saying that particular machine with such and such asset ID has gone down, and here are the possible parts that needs to be replaced. All that information will come in. So with this information, a service technician who is assigned to that ticket can easily carry the spare parts and repair it, and he can bring up that machine within a given SLA. So this is the scenario of integration and demonstration that would be possible in your case.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hope it provided the necessary input.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Kriti, who will be the next?
Akshay and team from KMIT. We have
I know.
Akshay team.
Yeah, I think probably they are slightly hesitant to speak in a larger forum like this. But team, let me assure you.
Nikhil Sai will respond. Instead of Akshay, Nikhil Sai will respond. I am Vidya, mentor for this team. Nikhil Sai, you can respond.
Yes, students, what I was trying to say is, take advantage of this platform. Don't even hesitate. None of us are experts here. So feel free to talk, discuss it openly, whatever you have, even if you have an idea is also fine. Because each one of your ideas are already locked down. So you don't have to worry about what if someone replicates my idea. You don't have to worry because that submission is already happened and you are already top five. So without any hesitation, go with a free flow and use this opportunity to interact and clear your doubts rather than rushing in the end.
Sir, our students have given the project breast cancer detection.
Mhm.
I don't know why they are not responding. Might be some network issue.
Okay, sir. Nikhil has some
Good
networking
evening.
issues.
Yeah, Akshay, you can speak now.
Nikhil is online, ma'am, now.
Okay, right.
Okay. Good evening, sir, ma'am. Sir, I'm the representative of Akshan team. So the doubt I have is you had said that you will be giving us virtual currency. So how can we invest this money? Like in our project, we'll be using microwave emitters, transmitters, and receivers. So how can we buy those equipment using this virtual money? Because in outside market, we can't show this virtual money and just buy it. So how can we do it?
Yeah, Nikhil, that's only for the gamification purpose, not for the real transactions to be made, right? Just like how you get points when you play game, which is very similar to that. Now, coming to your point, you don't have to buy a real hardware, industry grade hardware, because that will be part of the industrialization phase. So when you come to the last leg, wherein we will give you the access to the real hardware from the market. Right now, what you can do is there are a lot of IoT simulators that are available as part of the open source, where you can mimic certain values out of that. So you can make use of emulators like that, which are kind of an hardware emulator, and you can exactly mimic the behavior of a real machine and demonstrate that this is how the use case that you are going to solve, rather than you going after a physical hardware. Uh, you will don't worry about the real hardware. We are not going to judge you that since you don't have the real hardware, there will be less point, nothing of that sort. What we will be actually looking at is how you are getting that data, what kind of analytical model that you are building on top of it, how you have developed insights, and how you are those actionable insights, how you are integrating with your service management life cycle. Those are some of the aspects that we will be looking at it, not purely from the product perspective. Because
Got it, sir.
servitization is important for us rather than the product itself.
Sir, one more point. So when we'll be having this prototyping phase?
So this is the 6 weeks, Nikhil. Starting from today, exactly you have 6 weeks to complete.
Okay, sir. No, actually, we'll be having our university exams next month. So that's why I wanted to know. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can balance it out, um, that is how each one of us we are kind of going through these phases. So I'm sure you can internally work it out with college coordinates and also with your placement officers and see how you can manage it, Nikhil.
Yes, sir. Last doubt. Is there any possibility to extend this timeline? Like, since we'll be having exams, is there any possibility that you can extend our time by 1 week or anything?
Kriti, that you may want to check with the college and then see if their request can be taken. But that is very specific to your college, Nikhil. So we'll definitely work it out with your college um, campus placements and then see how we can address that issue. But as of now, we have to be consistent with all the colleges, right? So that's why we are not taking a case by case here.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That's it. I don't have any more.
But apart from that, what was the idea that you are trying to do? Can you elaborate a bit on that?
So
Vidya
actually,
ma'am
we are.
was saying something, and I couldn't catch the whole thing. So go ahead and.
Yes, sir. Actually, we are implementing a small prototype. Uh, this prototype will be a wearable suit. So this suit is basically used to detect breast cancer in women.
Mhm.
And the main technique we use here is microwaves. Generally, there are many other prototypes which may involve which may be some painful prototypes, but here the use of microwave would be painless, and it would also be cost effective. We will be basically using some transmitters and receivers so as to catch the cell patterns, and we will be using some ML algorithms like KL divergence, etc., to predict whether the cell patterns has any tumor cells or not.
But
This is
what will
our
happen,
overview.
Nikhil, is this is a very deep topic, and it will also get into a healthcare industry this way. The idea is not the product itself. I hope you got the essence of when I was explaining about the printer part of it, right? How you can servitize the printing machines or photocopying machines. Similarly, you can servitize this product as well. But right now, the focus of this use case would be not on the product or your invention on the product side of it, but more of if tomorrow, instead of, I'm sure this would be very expensive for someone to buy it, right? If they have to rent it out, you need to have full control on it in terms of the usage parameters. You would like to know for how many hours the end user have you used this product, and then what, based on that information or the outcomes, how they are going to pay it, so that there is a billing model and things like that. If there is any technical snacks, you want to maintain this product in the field, how will you service it? So those aspects that you have to focus here, not the product itself. That's why I wanted to ask you that what you are trying to build as part of product servitization. Hope you got the distinction between product idea and product servitization idea. Servitization means you are offering a product as not as a commodity but as a service.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So they are not going to pay for the product, but they are going to pay for the service that you will be offering through that product. That is a very fine line distinction when we are talking about the use case. So instead of you focusing on the feasibility of how to detect the cancer, that's a great thing. We will take that as a separate track outside Jatayu also we can do it. That shouldn't be a problem. But that requires a deeper research. And in these 6 weeks, I don't think you'll be able to pull it out, in my opinion.
We will try our best, sir. And actually, we brought a prototype saying wearable suit so that it could support servitization.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Then you are on the right track. What I
Yes,
was
sir.
trying to say is, if you are building a product from the scratch in 6 weeks, it will be slightly complicated. But if you already have a product and now you are looking for how do I servitize it, so that the hospitals tomorrow they can start offering this as a service, all right? That
Yes,
would
sir.
be a key
Exactly.
differentiator, Nikhil. That's a perfect thing to go after. Fantastic idea.
Thank you, sir.
Good, good.
That's it,
Any
sir.
other doubts?
I don't have no more doubts. I hope my team members would also have no doubts. That's it, sir.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Nice
Thank you,
interacting.
sir.
Next is Sonali and team from DY Patil.
Hi, Sonali.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sonali from DY Patil College of Engineering, Akudi, Pune.
Go ahead, Sonali.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah. Good evening, Sonali. Go ahead.
Yeah. Ishika from my team will be addressing some questions. Ishika, are you there?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I
Yes.
wanted to ask, how will we able to perform all this virtually in different cities since only two members of the team are in the same city as of now. So building a prototype will be difficult. So how do we go about it?
So that's a good one, Nishika. What you can do is you can break down this work and then distribute it among yourself, right? So generally, what we do in industry, it is called distributed agile teams.
Right.
Even for a larger implementation in Virtusa, we have teams across many parts of the world, right? In next
Right.
15, I have to get into a team meeting where some of my colleagues are based out of US and they are stuck over there and we need to complete this project. So if we have to work together, we will, you know, each of this will carve it out and then assign a owner to it. And then we will do a daily cadence calls and then you can have a daily stand-up meetings to know the progress of it. So use technology and the collaboration platforms that are pretty I mean, you are also used to it. When you can uh, perform a very complicated task, I don't think this will be a challenge, right, Ishika?
Right. That is perfectly fine. So the thing was, I was asking if we have to make a prototype. Uh, I'm very sure people will be ready to discuss it on everyday basis, but then only two of us will be actually be able to, build the thing from scratch. So that's what I was addressing.
A hardware
You
prototype
are-
to be
What is that
specific.
hardware? Okay.
Yeah,
What
it's a
hardware are you trying to build, Ishika?
smart shoes.
Smart shoes.
Yes, sir.
Souls.
Oh, yeah. I've
Sure.
seen
Yes.
your paper. Got it,
Smart
got it.
soul. Yeah.
That smart soul, that presentation I can recollect. It is really nice. So, Ishika, what you can do is you don't have to produce a real product.
Okay.
It need not be a touch and feel. That, as I was emphasizing on that, right? There are
Right.
hardware emulators available which are open source. You can use it to mimic the sensors data from this source. Like, for example, pressure distribution you want to know, or you want to, through accelerometer counters, you want to know how many how many steps a person has taken. Those counters you can generate it through these emulators. So it will exactly mimic the data as if it is coming out like a real shoes. So when you click on a button, say walk, it will send you the data of a accelerometer in a fixed interval so that it will give you things saying that the person walking at a pace of 20 steps per uh, 5 steps per 10 seconds or whatever the pace that you want to set it up, you can do it, and the accelerometer exactly sends you that information back to you. So such emulators you can build it and mimic the behavior of that. Otherwise, it's impossible for you to develop a hardware from the scratch in 6 weeks' time. I don't think you will be able to accomplish that. So anybody who is planning to build a hardware from the scratch, don't build it. If you already have it, leverage it. Or in the best case, if you want to take this data from a Fitbit and say tomorrow the same data will come from my soul, we are fine with that. So I'm just giving you an example.
So basically, we should use the simulation for the purpose, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because the pressure pads and all those sensors, if you are building it from the scratch, it's slightly difficult because you have to do a product design, you have to embed this sensor, and the battery management, power management, and all is not a joke to complete in 6 weeks.
That's all from my side, sir. If Sonali has any questions, I.
Yeah, Ishika. One more thing, sir. We are going to embed the pressure sensors for weight calculation. So how virtually we'll be able to do that? But because the calorie count and the weight calculation will be different for different people, right? And the pressure
Correct.
sensors are that we are going that we have thought of implementing in that sole on different places is only in our head for now. So
Correct.
we how will be able to see that it is really working at those points only.
So what I can tell you, Sonali, is you imagine that this is like a web portal, right, where you have buttons to click on it. So,
Yes,
for
sir.
example, you say emulate for this height and this weight. Uh,
Hmm.
Here are the pressure areas. You mark it and say
Okay.
this is the sensor data that I'm going to get it. And every time the simulator spits out that information to you, and you can calculate that based on the zones. You can mark certain zones in that, and then if there are any counters that are going against that zone, you can say those are the pressure points. So just keep it very simple from the simulation standpoint.
Okay, sir.
You can mimic the hardware behavior using the software counters only. So that's just a randomization of number generation and data counters that are coming from there in the form of an XML file or a JSON, which you are pumping it to the cloud. That's it.
Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good, good.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Uh, so who's the next, Kritin?
Utsav from Techno India, the last team.
Hi, Utsav. You might be on mute. Would you like to check?
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I think Suman from our side, he will be asking some questions to us.
Yes, sir. I'm Suman from Sustainable University.
Hi,
So,
Suman.
yes, sir. So actually now due to hardware constraint, so we are now looking to build a prototype which would have low pressure on the hardware. And so we want to build a prototype based on cloud. So if we get GCP cloud credits, it would be better. So could we get it?
What is that, Suman? Can you be a bit elaborate on your point of view?
So in our project, what happens? Actually, we needs a snapshot our surroundings, so we could get a clear view what is going on, like what's the
What is your
density of
use
people.
case, Suman?
Use cases smart advertising, so smart offline advertising.
It's a billboard, right? Smart
Yeah.
digital billboard. Yeah.
Yes, smart billboard. So
For
there
that,
we will
you
show
are
the ad
looking
based
at
on the
a camera, right?
surroundings. Yes. So now, due to hardware constraints, we um, decided to use cloud more in the action.
Now, what I feel, Suman, yours is a very advantage position, right? You have a lot of camera-based, today, if you look at it, very low-cost devices with camera built into it is available as part of the open hardware platforms. Uh, uh, yeah, in a very, if you are already having access to it, like a Pi camera or anything like that, go for it. Otherwise, there are options for you to just upload an image as if it is coming from a camera and then infer that image in the cloud, saying that here is a person who is looking at this billboard. He approximately his age is this, and you can take a relevant context in terms of what would be his interest and contextualize the content from that. That's your idea, right? If I'm correct.
Yes.
But then what will happen? One is you will be deviating from the topic if you go in that path, because it will just become an intelligent billboard. But rather than you giving the content which is contextualized to a person who is viewing it, what you can do is what is the billboard maintenance problem today that you have to focus. So one, you have to monitor the voltage or the how much power it is consuming it. from the power consumption standpoint, because anybody who is maintaining these billboards, their main headache would be whether, first of all, whether my display is working or not, whether how much power it is consuming it, what maintenance it requires, all the things they will be worrying on that. So for you to manage this billboard, rather than you going plainly with the contextualized based advertisement, you can say that not only the content I will push, but also the other aspects of billboard maintenance is what I will be remotely monitoring. And people don't have to buy these billboards from me. What I'm going to offer them is uh, pay by hour kind of a thing, right? The same billboard infrastructure. Say, for example, you can sell this model to Samsung. Their billboards are very expensive. They're all LED based and things like that. Each panel costs few lakhs. So if an advertisement agency wants to buy that kind of a billboard or set up a billboard, they have to spend crores of rupees on a single dashboard. Believe me, even to build a very life-size billboard, they have to spend close to 10 to 15 crores that a typically a large LED, which is an outdoor LED, we call it as. That's the kind of cost that they have to invest in. And that may not be very lucrative for these companies to do that in a capex manner. When they say capex, they have to literally buy this panel and build it for themselves. Instead of that, if Samsung thinks that, rather than selling them the panels, LED panels and things like that, they will offer this as a pay by hour kind of a thing, depending on the content, duration, and everything. And maintenance they will do remotely. So if Samsung has to do the remote maintenance of this billboard, they have to pay for the electricity. They have to ensure that all the panels are working. So they need to know whether the panels are active or not. So that signal they have to get it. If there is a problem with a particular panel, because these are all tiles, right? If you look at any billboard closely, they're all edgeless tiles that they'll fit it next to each other, like a jigsaw puzzle, and that is how they will complete the entire matrix. So if one panel goes also, it will become blackout and the entire billboard becomes useless. So you have to give this information to the backend team saying that which panel is active, how many hours of operations it has gone through it, whether it has come to the end of life, because it will start dimming out as it ages. So all that information you feed it to the backend team, and they can do a predictive maintenance on top of it, so that the billboard itself will raise a ticket to the backend team and send the technician to each of these billboards which are in remote places of the city for them to service it at the right time. That should be your use case and not the content based on the viewers and things like that. Otherwise, that topic itself will become a different entity altogether. That we call it as a context-based or an intelligent edge-based content delivery, and that may not be the concept that we are talking about it. So keep Samsung of the world in your view, who are the manufacturers of the large LEDs. For them, you take this idea and sell it, saying that instead of you selling this product, you sell the services to your marketing agencies. If they want to rent out, they can rent out this by hour and uh, uh, pay Samsung or the OEMs a per hour basis kind of a thing. The advantage over that is all these expensive LEDs, instead of lying in the manufacturing godowns and the inventories going waste, they can put up this LED everywhere in the city, and instead of it, the cost of inventory is so high in their warehouses and things like that. Instead of they are lying then there as useless, they are now working and fetching them the revenue as and when it is getting deployed. So that should be the focus of product servitization from your standpoint, Suman. So slightly change your use case and emulate a sensor which will support this billboard. So you have to literally build a virtual billboard and simulate these sensors in terms of power consumption, LED, getting dimmed in particular tile, or it is becoming blackout, and also do some more research in terms of what are the other parts that will go wrong with respect to billboard, and you can provide the insights around that. So that should be your use case.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, this is our actual almost we are in this. So actually, what we are saying that one have actually our hardware. So we need to some collaborate. If we could get some credits in Google Cloud platform, it would be better to develop our product and to easily. So that's what I'm saying. That could we get the GCP platform as you have said that you will give the virtual credit. So that's
That
what I'm
will
saying.
give you in the what I would say is in the industrialization phase, the access to the Google platform, Suman. So what you can do is you can get, for anybody today, they'll have a free credits. You can run it in any cloud for that matter, and uh, you can judiciously use these credits to build a very small Linux server and then host your small servers and things like that. But if you like to run very advanced analytics engine or AI ML models and things like that, that you can plan it out for in the industrialization phase, where we will give you access to GCP cloud. So that would be our that would be from our side. But for a POC, you don't have to be really spending that kind of effort. I know it may look very simple, but by the time you come to this point of integrations, doing the service management, which should automatically raise service tickets, help desk, all those things, integration by the time you do it and demonstrate a full life cycle, that itself is a very time consuming for you.
So, sir, okay, sir, thank you.
Did I answer your question, Suman? If you are still want to do something more, you draft an email and send it across to us. We will definitely take a look at it.
Okay,
you can
sir.
directly write to me with an mpingiri@virtusa.com.
Sir, could you repeat this?
MP as in Madhya Pradesh, GIRI @virtusa.com.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, team, anyone who has not satisfied with this, or if you are still having some doubts, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I'll connect you with the right technical folks here in Virtusa, and we can definitely sort it out. So don't get bogged down by these, the details and things like that. I know it will be slightly challenging in the initial phases, but as you progress, you can definitely make it. But don't deviate from the topic. Don't focus too much on the product, but focus on the servitization aspect of the product. I hope you, with all these examples which I have given now, you got the clarity.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question to ask.
Go ahead, Sonali.
Yeah, I was thinking that are we going to get any mentor for this? Any particular mentoring?
You will get the mentors. Only thing is, if you use that mentorship, Sonali, there is a points that we are going to deduct from the overall virtual currency that we are going to give you.
Okay, sir.
So that may be a disadvantage, because if your other teams which are competing over here, if they use too many mentorship, they'll have a higher point compared to if.
Yes, sir. I was just clarifying that are we going to get it for something that we are getting it for our own benefit or disadvantage? Okay, sir. I got it.
You got the idea behind it.
Yes.
It is advantage, but certainly you have to spend money on that.
Yeah, we got it.
That money comes in the form of virtual points.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, sir. We are from RMK. Sorry, sir. At that time, we didn't it was unavailable to unmute ourselves. Sorry, sir, for that.
No problem, Snehalata. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Actually, we have mentioned some software requirements in the PPT and the hard technology stack. If there's some deviation and if we change one or two, is that okay, or should we stick on to the same
No
technology
problem.
stack?
No problem. It should not be too dramatically different from the what you have submitted, but the one or two here and there, perfectly all right. That is applicable to everyone.
Okay, sir. And can we get this recording? Since we had some network issue, we couldn't listen to the whole meeting.
Sure, I think Kriti, this is getting recorded, right? They can access it offline.
Yes, sir. I'll send it to them tonight with the YouTube link.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Good team. This is really good to interact with all of you. So if you have any more questions, we can extend it for a couple of minutes. I know we are already late. I have to get into another meeting as well. I've just sent a note that I might be delayed, but do let me know if anything is there. Otherwise, my email ID is out there, or to all of you to write to me or reach out to your campus, the placement cell, and through them you can send it to Kriti. That is also fine. But time is essential. So clarify all your doubts, start building it early so that you can finish it on time and you can do a good amount of testing on top of it. So I'm really looking forward to see a very nice, I would say, MVP coming out of this team.
Hello, sir. So actually, when we are getting the access to the Virtusa library that you have mentioned.
The account you are saying. So, Kriti, when they will get the access to Virtusa network?
We are targeting to onboard them on the 6th of December into Virtusa, because we need to get their background verification done and it's going to be a volume driven. So we will target for 6th of December. You will be getting a mail tomorrow. That's the instruction from my side. I just have 2 points I would like to place it here. So the timeline, it's going to be 6 weeks starting today, and each team, the team Spock, will be inducted into Virtusa. You'll be receive a mail shortly from our team asking you to submit some documents. Please fill it up and send it across. You'll be onboarded into Virtusa, through which you can connect with us. And if you have to schedule a meeting with the mentor, you can do it on behalf of your team, and you can invite your team members as well. This will also help us to get the code and the repository into Virtusa network at ease when we complete the program.
Is this clear, team? Hope you all have that clarity. Excellent. So if there are no more questions, then we
Sir,
can...
I have a request.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I'm Sanjay from the Radhalakshmi Engineering College. So my request is, most of us have our in-semester examinations on December 1st week and 2nd week. Though we can manage something like that, but still it is not whole entire 2 weeks. So if we can get a extension, we can bring a better product for you. Is it possible, sir?
We'll evaluate, Sanjay, case by case basis. I think Kriti will coordinate with your placement cell as well. Can you coordinate with your placement, and then if you can drop an email to Kriti, we will internally see what best we can do to balance it out.
Sure, sir.
Excellent. Anything else, team?
And we will have 1 or 2 more touch points in between. So don't worry, this is just the start for the second stage. In the interest of time, since Giri sir has already given us extra 13 minutes of his busy schedule beyond the 60 minutes, let's for now I would suggest let's get back and get the ball rolling. We understood that most of you have concerns over exams as well, but remember this is a competition. It is not a regular normal event or a project that you're, but this is a high stake competition. And remember, what you're doing is actually giving you an exposure which any other company or any other competition would not give you. I'm not too sure if you have already understood the depth in which that we are doing, but we really want you to think through it. Let's stick to that 6 weeks. We will certainly help you, and we would guide you, and that's exactly the reason why we have also got your faculties involved, and they will also guide you. But let's take it up as a challenge. So with this, if there are no questions, then thank you so much. You will get the recording shortly. Giri sir, any closing comments?
I think this is fantastic, Kriti, and I really looking forward to see the MVP coming out of this team. And as you rightly said, this is not just a one touch point, right? We'll have many such events and many such conversations going. And more importantly, I would like to see a lot of working ideas coming and taking a good shape through this program. And I wish each one of students over here and uh, all the best. And also, I'm pretty sure that under the able guidance of the faculty members out here, they will be able to do a good job out there. And don't worry, we are all with you. And I'm sure the MVP that is going to come out of this will be one of the top class. So with that hope, you know, we would like to definitely see a good demonstrable POC coming out of each one of you. Thank you so much, team. Over to you, Kriti.
From my side also, I'm done, sir. So thank you so much. The recording will be sent to you with the next steps and instruction. Wishing you all the best for stage 2 prototyping.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, team. Thanks, Vikram. Thanks, John. Thanks, Asi. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks
Thanks a lot.
everyone. All the best.
Thanks
All the
everyone. All the
students.
best.
Thanks everyone. All the best.